Art journaling. Hi, today I'm going to be talking a little bit about art journaling and the magic of art journaling and all of the wonderful places of your heart you can unlock through art journaling. Just kidding. I'm going to be addressing some of the questions I got on Tumblr about my art journal because it seems to be a popularly inquired thing. So let's get started. The most common question that I get is, what type of art journal do you use? I use lots of different types of art journal. I believe my first art journal was this piece of crap. It's a Artist's Loft fashion journal, and I just got it from Michael's Crafts. And as you can see, it's got a lot of pages. But the thing is, I did have to skip pages because these pieces of paper are thin as shit. So you have to skip every other page, and what I did is I went back and I glued the pages together so it looks like it's one. You get the point. The second art journal that I purchased was a little bit better. I think this one is still Artist's Loft. Just kidding, it's Strathmore. This is what it looks like. Not as many pages, also thin as shit, and had to glue the pages in between together. So this one, pages are not as thin. And the cool thing is it opens completely no matter what page you're on. Regardless of the fact that it has thick pages, I use Copic markers so they still bleed through, and I still had to skip pages. Not as many pages as these other ones, but it still bled a little bit, so I had to glue them together. Just kidding, that one was stuck together. Over this art journal is, as I've been informed by my mother, is a inky art journal by Yvonne Claire Designs, and I'll put that, I don't know, in the description. I don't know how YouTube works. I guess I'll put it in the description because how the hell do you spell that? So now that we're done with these, the other question that I commonly get is, what do you use on your art journals to put color on the fucking page? I am fortunate enough to have gotten a deal on some Copic markers through my mom's friend. She gave us a whole shit ton of Copic Chow markers for cheap. And I mean, I have a lot. There's a whole, when I say shit ton, I mean a shit ton. Thing is, yeah, Copic Chow are not refillable, so once these are done, they're done. I have to buy a whole new marker. I can't go and get the refills like I can for the Copic sketch markers, which are oblong. I guess that's how you would describe them. They're really great. They're alcoholic-based markers, very expensive, and they bleed. So you might want to go for something more like a Prismacolor marker, which will not bleed as much and is a little cheaper. Line art. What I love to use for line art is the Micron Pigma pens. These bad boys, these ugly tan pens that are actually wonderful despite their appearance. They come in all sorts of sizes. Occasionally, when I really hate myself, I like to use some watercolor in my art journal. And I use these, which are hand-me-downs from my mom, who used to do a lot of watercolor stuff. They are liquid, and you put them in a little palette and mix them with some water, depending on how opaque you want the color. Another fun alternative, get ready, to watercolor are these things called distress crayons. And these are, I believe, Tim Holtz. And here they are, all cozy in their, So here's how these work, because you don't just need the distress crayon, you also need a, honestly, you could use water on a paintbrush, or you could go out and buy this shit like I did, and it's a water brush. I would recommend just using a watercolor brush and some water. Pretty sure when I just tried to open this with one hand, I like ruined the marker a little bit. Anyways, so here it goes like that. Wow, that looks like the Dixie cup thing. You know what I'm talking about? And then you use this little guy that has water in the brush, and then it's like, wow, fantastic. How did you do that, Jamie? I don't know. It's not me. It's the magic of distress crayons. So you can do that, or you can like sample from here and use it as color over here. It's very light, it's very subtle. I like it. So now I'm gonna pick you guys up for a second. I'll show you my disgusting workspace. Hey, I live in a shithole and I don't care what anything looks like. Now on to some questions that I got recently on Tumblr.com and Instagram. And they are from you guys, from a viewer like you. And this is the question that I saw repeated many times, and that was, show us your thought process. Tell us about your thought process when you're art journaling. So let's do that. Greetings, loved ones. Let us take a journey. Here's my thought process. I thought, I want to draw some titties. Here, this one, I was like, these colors feel pretty nice today. I like these colors, and I used them. It's hard for me to describe my process because it's literally just, what do I feel like drawing today? What colors do I feel like using? One really good question that I got was, do you plan your page from start to finish, or do you just wing it? I find that sometimes I wing it. Other times, though, I try to wing it, but my brain stops me from creating the shitstorm that I want, and I make it very orderly and very organized. Something like this, which I did about a year and a half ago, was very planned out. However, something like this was not very planned. I just sort of went for it. The final question I'm going to answer was actually my favorite, and it is, if you could use only 4 colors in your art journal, which 4 would you use? That is a big question, my friend. The basic peach, a mustard yellow, a dark blue, and a dark maroon. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry this wasn't anything special. It's filmed on my iPhone and edited in iMovie, the app. If you have any more questions, I will totally respond to your comment because I feel like I literally just sat here and said absolutely nothing. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. I hope I'll have some better content on this channel eventually if I pick my lazy ass up. You guys have a great night.